We do not condone the abuse of drugs, addiction, or the illegal use of drugs. Please zoot responsibly. If you did an OnlyFans, what would your primary content be?
Um, it wouldn't even be like a first like like sexual thing, but I feel like I have
Yeah.
pretty interesting feet. I got those hobbit feet. I feel like people would be wanting to tune in just to
I
see
love
what
that you said it's not like a sexual thing, and then you went to feet. I was expecting like you're gonna make something.
Oh, wait, but isn't that what OnlyFans is like? I guess you could do it for anything on there,
You can
right?
do it for. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure you could do it for anything, but like
Oh yeah, but
when
the
someone says
yeah,
OnlyFans,
you think
yeah,
of that immediately.
yeah. Okay, but okay, feet.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be feet pics. What would you have?
Feet's such an easy answer because like I don't have a foot thing, so like I could take pictures of my feet for people, and
Yeah,
I wouldn't care.
right. Yeah, I got
I
hairy.
think feet's.
I got hairy feet, man.
What would be like the most profitable content that you would make that you would still be comfortable doing?
God, dude, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't even know if I'd want to put my nudes out there.
Not even if they're tasteful, like what Markiplier did.
Yeah, I saw Markiplier's thing. It's so good. I mean, it was kind of a cop out, but I mean, I kind of understand. It doesn't really. I don't
He's
know.
not
Maybe.
just gonna show his like full dong.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine? He
Yeah,
releases that.
that would be actually really bad for him.
Um. Anyway, welcome to Zoot Talk, episode 2.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I'm Alex,
I'm Troy.
and welcome to the show where we sit down and talk while zooted. Put the chart up, Ian. What are you at, Troy?
I think I'm at like a 6.
Okay,
Out of
6 is
7.
pretty good.
6 out of 7. I
Good.
don't think I'm suited. The amount of the amount that I ate
Mhm.
makes me feel like I should be at a 7, and it also concerns me that I'm not there yet.
Uh-oh.
You know.
You're still going, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I am coming down though, I feel like. I think I'm at 6 as well.
Right. You also
So
ate.
I don't know if you're going up or not. I also did eat, so I'm not sure when that'll hit.
Yeah.
Unless it already hit. Who knows?
I mean, we'll find
Yeah.
out in this episode.
Okay, so today's episode is gonna be about like us as like people,
Yes.
our lives or something.
We're gonna talk about us.
Yeah. So how long have we known each other?
It's got to be since high school, right?
I think it was high school.
It had to be either
Um,
freshman year or maybe sophomore.
You're right. You're right, because we had a mutual friend,
Yes.
Jacob.
Jacob, yeah. And
Okay.
and technically Ronan as well.
Yeah, so we had mutual friends. And then I don't remember like here's what I remember, okay? I remember one day like texting you or something.
Yes.
And then like somehow I ended up like driving to your house.
Yeah, and you were just in my driveway, and I don't even remember what we were talking about. What did we?
I
what
don't
did we
know
do?
either
Did we
because I
exchange
never went
something?
into your house.
Yeah, no, you were just outside. I think we exchanged words.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we just like talked and then I left.
Like,
I don't know how I even got there.
I don't know either, and honestly, it's such a weird,
That was the first time we ever met in person.
and it was so weird. Like, what? Because I don't really know. I mean, maybe we're just lost in context, and maybe in the situation
Yeah, maybe
back
it made
then,
sense. Like
it made sense. Maybe I was giving you something or like that. Maybe like
maybe.
Ronan had, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So it
That's
had to have made some sense. But yeah, you just dropped by. You talked to me for a bit, and I know distinctly after that
huh.
conversation is what I do remember is being like, wow, that guy seems really cool. That's what I got.
Wait.
Yes.
Shut the fuck
No,
up.
I honestly did. I was like, that guy seems cool. And then you left, and I was like, all right, time to go back to, I don't know, fucking video games or something. But I genuinely, I think I felt so. Like I do remember that.
We like shook hands or whatever, and like you saw your life like flash forward.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was the first time we like met in person. We like I feel like we'd like played games with each other before
Probably.
that though.
Probably.
I think like we kind of knew each other. Like we weren't just like completely just, like strangers
No.
to each other.
No, yeah.
Because I don't see myself driving to like
Yeah,
what I
somebody.
basically never
Yeah,
met.
yeah, you're probably right. We probably were at least talking on like maybe like some sort of
Yeah, we were talking on
just
online or something.
yeah.
So yeah, after that, I feel like we were both in band,
Yep.
which was like a thing that we would always talk about because your band was more hardcore
Yeah.
than mine.
Because
We were both in marching band.
we were both in marching band. I was in a competition band, which basically
Yeah.
means that we go and we actually go to competitions and we compete at like pretty high level.
My band was not a competition band. I don't remember if it was like because it was such a big band.
It
We had
it was
like
huge.
yeah, I think we had close to 100 people, if not 100.
And like people would just sit out. Well, what was that? Why were people sitting out? Like they would actually sit
What do you
out.
mean?
Like was that not a thing where you had like people who just there's not enough like there wasn't enough spots on the field like during your performances where some people just sat out and were like
I think we
backups.
no, I don't think we had
Was
that.
that not it? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of
No,
a
no.
different
Like we would always have like bunch
everybody
of people.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe I'm thinking of a different band. But yeah, you
Yeah.
had a lot of people.
Yeah, we were like one of the biggest in the state.
Yeah.
But it was like way chiller. Like it was pretty chill because you guys are like having to go and like try to win something
Yeah, and we had like
all the time.
yeah, we would make shows for our halftime. Like you would basically have like a halftime show. Um
Yeah.
and you would march and it would be different each year too. So like the theme would be different. So like my first year there was West Side Story, which was really cool because we got
I think I remember that one.
yeah. And then there was one year where we were like the coven and we were like it was like witch stuff and we had to
That's really cool.
and the thing that wasn't cool about it was that we had these giant freaking logs like literally like cardboard logs that he made to be like trees like in the forest.
What?
Yeah, it was birch trees like their stumps or whatever but they were huge and we had to carry them around.
How do you play while you carry those around?
Well people would move them but it was just
Okay.
really annoying like
Wow.
traveling with them, you know, because we'd have to put them in like a storage thing that we would be able to take with us.
Right.
It was super dumb.
Oh, I guess we should say we went to two different high schools.
Yeah.
We did not go to the same high school, so we were at two different schools, two different bands.
Right. So the reason we met was because I'm mostly just I feel like video games.
The mutual friends. Yeah.
And mutual friends, but I feel like also Discord.
Yeah, we that's like how we talked. Yeah, the band thing like we'd always see each other's shows when our teams would like play against each other.
So we
yeah.
we would meet up whenever we would verse each other.
Oh, right.
Because I would go and I would like say hi to you or like talk to you for a bit because like I actually knew you and I was like that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like you'd come over to the other side.
Yeah, because you come over to the other side and it's like it's so funny because it's like you're obviously in the uniform of the opposing team like and
you're
just,
like in these like the other colors like in the sea of the opponent color enemy. The opponent's colors.
I always loved the banter between bands because we really didn't actually hate each other but like it was just fun to like
it was part of it.
It was part of it. Yeah, you definitely would have some like just funny but we all were like basically friends because I mean we're all just a bunch of nerds basically
just band nerds.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we said what instruments we played.
Oh yeah. What did you play, Alex?
I played clarinet.
Oh, clarinet.
Yeah. I originally started playing clarinet in middle school because I wanted to play saxophone. But then once I learned how to play saxophone, I actually preferred playing clarinet.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
What did you play?
I played the trumpet, the very loud instrument.
It's a cool instrument though.
It is cool. I thought
It's very versatile.
I really liked being a trumpet player after I actually got into it. I feel like I fit well with the people
Mhm.
in the trumpet section.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yeah, every section would have like their own kind of like personality.
personalities, yeah. And
Yeah.
trumpets were like very like rowdy and like um
Yep.
and just kind of idiots, to be honest. Um
It's so true.
what was your
It's
section
like the
like?
Harry Potter houses.
Yeah.
Like, clarinets were usually well, clarinets are such like were a pretty big section.
Mhm.
So you kind of have cliques inside of it.
Yes, I can remember that in
Yeah.
our band too. The clarinet
Yeah.
sections having clicks. It was it's just such an interesting thing.
Yeah. Like it was so different between the cliques, but they were generally pretty like chill. They weren't super
Yeah, they were very
loud or
chill.
rowdy.
I always
Yeah.
feel like yeah, they were like because they were at the front of the section where they're the closest to like the
Yeah.
director and stuff, so they kind of have to be like well behaved or whatever.
Right.
Whereas the trumpets, they put them in the fucking back.
Because they're so
We're
loud.
just fucking around back there, dude.
Yeah. That's so true though, that
It
since you're in the back, like
oh my god,
what's going on?
Mingus is on top of a plant. I don't know how he climbed up the plant. What the hell? Mingus, no.
We interrupt this broadcast for a Trump date.
Dude, it's I don't know if you can see it. I can't get my cord stuck in something. Okay, there you go. I don't know if you can see him,
Oh, I see him.
but that's him in like in the trees, dude.
Yeah.
He's
How is he doing
he's
that?
climbed the tree. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
He is so funny because Mingus will just absolutely destroy my like he'll just move shit around. Like that cube was not there.
Are
Like
you serious?
yes. He loves just moving stuff around, like especially this log.
Wait, he can move that?
Yeah, he's strong.
What?
Dude, he's the tank. Did he fall?
Who's
Okay.
that in the front?
Uh, who's this? That is that's I believe Stacy. Yeah, that's Stacy. It's kind of hard to see with the light, but oh, she freaked out. Oh, she's fine.
Oh. Oh, there you go.
Stacy is yellow. Yep.
Oh.
You see Chad back there. Another well, I guess this is the Shrump date.
Uh-huh.
Something recently that we found that's so exciting is we have little babies.
Yay!
There's little baby shrimp. They made it.
Yay!
They made it through the through the hard times, but they're
Oh my
here.
god.
I don't know if they're usually in this log, which is so cute. It's like their little
Really, they hide?
Yeah, it's like their little bachelor pad. They like hide in there. It's so cute.
So you can see them.
Yes, they're big enough to. I can put up the video, Ian. Yeah, I actually got videos of them.
Look at Minkus.
Where's Mingus? Oh my god, Mingus, no! He's gonna fall, dude. How is he climbing that? Wow. But yeah, we have little babies, which is so cute.
Apologies to all the audio listeners, by the way.
Why? What is
Because they won't be able to see this.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
But
Please.
it's okay. It's a Trump date.
It's a Trump date. He's gonna get on the cube. What the fuck is he doing? He's gonna fall.
Cool.
Yeah, it is really cool, honestly. I have my 10-gallon tank. This is another update. Is I got a big tank, guys.
We're expanding.
We are expanding the colony. And I'm gonna make the Krusty Krab. It's gonna be there's so much stuff you guys are gonna get updated on.
You're
I'm
gonna
so
make
excited.
Bikini Bottom, but it's all shrimp.
I know. It's gonna be so fucking cute. That's
Alright.
that's Trump. All right, back to us.
This week's Trump date. Back to us. All right. So, I think so. After high school, we went to different colleges, but then I halfway through my degree, I was like, it was COVID, actually.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I was going for like film and TV production, so I was like, okay, I'm not really, you know, getting as much from these like remote classes for my courses.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe it's a good time to like move and like work and see if I can like work in LA in Hollywood. And so I had some contacts over there from some jobs that I worked in Florida, which is where we were. And then I basically just went to LA, and that's how I got here,
Yeah.
working in TV and film production.
And honestly, I think that was a pretty good move so far. I mean,
It's worked out.
yeah,
Um,
I feel like you've had at least in the sense of like I really don't think like those college classes being remote and stuff like during COVID really would have done much at all.
yeah, I think I learned a lot more just from like experience
Right,
and
and
working.
experience really is more important, I think, in that field.
Yeah,
And
I definitely did appreciate the classes though.
yeah, sure,
Um,
sure, sure.
they were definitely helpful. Um, but yeah, I think that moving kind of, I think I picked a good time to move. It was kind of when stuff was starting to pick back up again as far as like filming.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like towards the end of COVID. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I've been ever since.
Mm-hmm.
But you stayed and got your
I
degree.
got my bachelor's degree in medical laboratory sciences, which is
Fancy.
fun is this fancy name for I'm like the people in the back of the hospitals that do the testing for patients.
Oh, you're the
Patient
people they
testing.
never see.
Yeah, the people that are never really appreciated, except for this week is actually lab week. So we are getting appreciated this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you get?
We get a dress up as in our 90s gear, like it's a 90s dress up day. And like that's that's like about it. They said there's literally one day called Fanny Pack Day where we can wear fanny packs to work.
Can you normally not?
No.
Okay. All right, that's a little less
But
exciting than I thought.
yeah, I mean I stayed and did my clinical rotations and things. Like basically what the medical lab scientist is we basically are working in labs within hospitals, and we make sure that like we do the samples that are always drawn on patients and sent comes to us, and we have to actually run them, do whatever testing that needs to be done, and then we actually make sure that the results are accurate to what we should be seeing or whatever. Or maybe if it's something out of range, you would then notify like a doctor and like do
Oh,
that. But
it's like a super important job.
it is super important, because if they aren't there, then the hospital system just fails. You have to have lab people. Just but we're in the back. We don't deal with patients, so that's why a lot of people really
Right.
don't know about it. But it's a great
You're
field.
like the cooks of the medical field.
Exactly. Yeah, we are like the cooks. Yeah, so I basically did that. I got my 4-year degree, and then I'm now working full time at a hospital, specifically in the blood bank, which is where you distribute blood to people. It's kind of cool.
Do you only deal with blood?
Well, we deal with blood products,
Okay.
which is basically platelets, plasma, red blood cells, and then cryo is another thing that we deal with, which a lot of people really don't know about. But we
What is
deal with
that?
those. Cryo is basically just like it's a lot of like it's really not considered anything close. It's more of like a plasma, but it has like a central fibrin or fibrinogens, things like those that your body uses. But it's a lesser known product.
There's a lot of big words.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of gets mixed up. There's so much stuff that you have to learn in the medical
Yeah.
field.
Well, yeah, in the medical field. There's a lot of stuff that you need to know, and it's all like really important.
Yeah, it can be pretty complicated at times, like when I'm thinking about it. But yeah,
Yeah,
I work in the blood bank, which is cool. And I've enjoyed this job so much. I love my
you've
job.
definitely seemed really
Um,
happy.
it's like it's I feel like it fit really well for like what I want to do. for a job, at least.
Yeah.
Um,
And is this the job that is getting you to Hawaii?
yes, but yeah, potentially, yeah.
Nice.
If I can work in Hawaii if I wanted to, or anywhere else in the country, because I took an exam called the ASCP, which basically is just your credit, your like a certification to work, and you can work in any lab anywhere in the country if you wanted to. So I could go to like
That's
where
so
name
nice.
somewhere, Alex, right now, and
I mean, Hawaii's already like top of the list. I don't know where else you could go
I could
that
go
would top
I
that.
could go to Alaska.
No, Hawaii's way better than Alaska.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's just another crazy place you can
Yeah,
work.
you could go to Alaska.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So that kind of brings us up to speed.
Hmm.
You're in the blood bank working actually a really good shift. I
Yeah,
think 2
yeah,
p.m. to
it's
10 p.m.
2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah,
I feel like that's such a good shift
it's such a good
for
shift for a
like a
gamer.
single dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
single gamer guy.
that's pretty yeah, that's pretty comfy. Meanwhile, I'm working 12 hours, 12 plus hours on a
Multiple
movie or TV
days.
set.
Yeah, multiple days every week.
Well, yeah, that's like literally the expected
That's so
hours for
crazy,
us
dude.
every day. It's always a good day when we finish in 10 hours.
Wow, I can't even imagine.
I mean, the job comes with perks. I feel like it's something that a lot of people kind of want to do, but don't really get the chance to.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So it's fun just like making stuff, like even just assisting in the process of making
No,
something.
yeah, I agree.
Like it's not as like crucially important to human life as your job.
I don't know. I
But
don't really know if I would. I would say it's one of the most important things
you mean like
is creating.
entertainment?
Yeah, is entertainment, creating media and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, entertainment is
Well,
important for people.
I don't know. I just feel like whenever I think about like my childhood and stuff, at least maybe it pertains to me. I just remember a lot of like watching shows and movies and having that
Yeah,
be such like imprinted so much on me today for like who I am, you know? So
yeah, that's really true.
I think it's a lot more important than a lot of people think. But
Yeah, it's like that thing where like people insult people that are into like the arts, you know?
right, yeah, and then they go and watch Star Wars, like
Yeah,
they're like Star Trek like movies or whatever, you know?
yeah.
And that's like
Like
their only hobby. It's like, all right.
we're kind of like in the present now as far as our talking about our history.
Hmm. Yeah, we are.
Um,
I have shrimp.
since shrimp now, the shrimp funeral
Oh
uh
my gosh.
video, that's actually on my personal channel.
Yes.
But
But we'll link it
yeah,
in the description so you
yeah,
guys can go
we'll put a
watch it.
link down there so you can
It's
watch it.
so good.
Troy put on a shrimp funeral,
I
and
did.
well, how do you feel about the way the shrimp funeral went,
I
without
th-
spoiling anything?
I think it went exactly as it needed to be, you know? Like it was exactly not as
That's a beautiful
it
answer.
was exactly what it needed to be because it wasn't too serious and it was pretty goofy, I would say for the most
Okay,
part. It's very good.
it was very well put together,
Hmm.
in
You
like the best of ways.
yeah. And you did a
Um,
great job editing it too.
I it was a lot of fun editing. I the first like 2 days of me editing was basically me just watching the video back
Hmm.
over and over, laughing at
Yeah.
it. Like I wasn't even really editing; I was just watching it. Um, but yeah, no, it was a lot of fun to edit. I'm glad it came out good.
Yeah.
Yeah, shrimp funeral out. We have the new generation of shrimp.
The new generation. What are we gonna call this new generation of shrimp?
We don't. I don't know.
Oh man,
That's
that's a tough
we don't even know
decision.
how many there are.
I mean, yeah, we'll have to see when I can kind of get a full count. It's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy. Oh my god.
Wow.
So much shrimp lore.
Yeah.
Get ready guys, cuz to be honest, we could turn this into a shrimp channel for real. It's just us talking about shrimp lore.
Okay.
What else has been going on? I mean, that
You
that
went to
is
a board game
oh yeah, I went to a
today.
board game tourney, which is just something that one of my friends put together where we put in like $3 and then we would try to do a tournament style where we play like I think the games were it was a Battleship, which is a classic, right?
Yeah.
Um, we had Connect Four, which was something I didn't see. I think Operation, so the actual like Operation game.
Such a weird game to compete in.
Yeah. Oh, and then Guess Who, which was so funny because when I went up to play it versus the person that I was versing in Guess Who, we had talked about it earlier because we knew we saw the bracket and we saw that we were gonna play each other. So we were like, what if we just like in like you know how Guess Who works, right? The game Guess Who, where you
Yeah,
go
you
like,
have to
oh,
like.
uh, do they have blonde hair?
Mhm.
Yes or
Yeah,
no? And then you'd say yes or no. You can get rid of
it's
all the
kind of
people who
like
are
20 questions.
right. But we were like, what if we just go off rip, like just and try to guess the person, right? Like
Oh my
just
god.
guess the person, like, and we'll just keep going until we get it. Like that's how we would determine who would go on to the next round.
The worst way to play Guess Who.
It was like and like I went up there and there it was so funny. I went up to do it. I put on like these like game like these sunglasses and I had like a hat on so I looked like very like professional or whatever. And they were like, "All right, everybody quiet down, everybody quiet down." And I was like, "All right." I was like, "Is your person Sam?" And I just said like the one person and they were like everybody's like, "Oh shit. What the fuck?" And as we were doing it, we were going for like a while. We kept guessing and we weren't getting it.
Oh god.
And we were going for a while and people were getting so hyped and then dude, it was so funny. Somebody put on the Death Note like song, the
Oh, the
while
piano.
yeah, when it was going on. It was so funny. But you're not gonna believe it, but we put the same person, like we picked the same person
Oh my god.
in the game. And that like messed us up so mentally because we're like, I'm not gonna say my own person, right?
Because then that would tip off
Because
the
then it
other
would tip off the
person.
other person. So we were like doing that, and then he ended up beating me. He ended up guessing it, and it was just like I was like, what the? And then I got swiped. I got like absolutely wiped in like the next round. So it was a double elimination, so I was out like immediately.
So what game did you play second?
Connect Four. And I was trolling so bad. I was just the person who I was up against, they would put one down
Huh?
and then I would put one on top of his. And so then he would put another one down next to it and then I put another one on top of it. And then he was like, "Oh, is this how we're
You
gonna
know
play?"
he just wins, right?
Yes. Well, I didn't know in the moment until he started stacking on mine. He was like, "All right,
Why?
I'll do that." And then I stacked on his again and then went up to the top. And so then it went up to the top, right? And then
Yeah.
I put it on the top, so then it was his
Uh-huh.
turn. So then he just put one next to the two on the bottom
Yeah.
because it's the only play. And then that basically
Right.
means he wins because I can't block him because it was
You
in the
can't.
middle. And so I just lost.
Oh my god. I can't believe he started stacking with you.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I mean, it wasn't anything serious. We were just kind of there to just have fun and play
Yeah.
board games.
All I know is you sent me a picture from it, and it was there was a dude in a referee costume
Yeah.
at the table.
Yeah, we had a referee who
The dude-
he did a pretty good job, but sometimes he would just completely like not pay attention. And it would just be
Whoa,
like
were people cheating?
no, it was just there was like a couple situations that had come up. We were like, oh, like ref, like what happened, like who won, and then it was completely wrong.
Oh my god,
It was pretty fun. It was a really good time.
that sounds like a good time.
That's what I've been doing recently.
Oh, actually, I've been meaning to ask you. There was a while. It was been a while, but you texted me because you accidentally called me or something, and it's because you were trying to call 911 because someone like fainted in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, yes. I haven't told that story yet. Oh,
No.
dude, I've had to tell that story so many times to like my coworkers and stuff, so I got my like brain like messed up. But like, okay, so to anyone knowing, like I do work in the hospital, right? So there are like people who are just patients, right, walking around
Mhm.
and stuff. And one day I get to work, and um, I don't think any of my employers are really gonna watch this, at least not like my other ones. But I was late to work, right?
Oh no.
I was already late to work. Like I showed up late,
Okay.
and I was like getting out of my car, and I was like, oh God, I gotta get there. Because I probably could have gotten there on time, but I was pushing it. But like I basically where I park is I park in this parking garage. So there's like 10 floors of
Yeah.
parking, and I go and use the elevators to get down to the floor where I have to enter the hospital.
Mhm.
And I'm like running, I'm like walking there, I'm like speed walking, because you got to be safe in the parking garage. I won't get
Right, you
hit
can't
by
be
a,
running.
you don't want to get hit by a car, right? People go
Yeah.
pretty fast in those parking garages. Um,
Why?
I don't know, dude. Um, but I get up to the elevator. I'm like ringing it. I'm like, yes, I'm not gonna be late. And I see that that it like lights up, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I take a step back, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like getting ready to go on. As the doors, the elevator doors,
Yeah.
there's like 8 people in the elevator. First of all, it's like weird to see that.
It's a lot.
And usually this is like this specific parking garage doesn't really have as many people like
Mhm.
using it or whatever. So I saw like 7 people. I was like 7 or 8 people. I was like, what the heck is going on? And there's just a guy in the middle of all of them, and he's just yelling. And I'm like,
What?
yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, what?
Like yelling words?
Yeah. Well, so basically he starts yelling. He's yelling help. He's like help,
Oh. Oh
help.
god.
And I was like, oh, what's going on? I'm like looking at these people. He then takes a couple steps out the elevator, and then he
Uh-huh.
falls. Like he starts falling, and then he fall.
What?
Yeah, yeah. So
There were 8 other people in the elevator and
and you're not no, and dude, this is not. You don't even understand. He falls on the ground. He grabs my legs, like to like try to do like to, but he like has my legs, right? And I'm like, I look down at him, right? I look down and I look up back at the people, and I'm like what's going on? And then one guy he just points at him, and he goes, that guy needs help. And then the elevator goes, and then they go. I'm like, yeah, of course he needs help. What the hell?
no one got out.
Nobody, and throughout the entire story, nobody came back for it, like to even check to see if anything
Oh
had
my
happened.
god. So this guy's at your
So this
feet.
guy said, yeah, now this guy is at my feet. He's got my feet. I can't. Well, like, what am I gonna do? Like, step over him and like get in the elevator? Like, no, I'm gonna have to help. Like, I have to help this guy. He just fell on the
Right.
ground in front of me, and these people
Yeah.
just left, and
You're a good Samaritan.
I'm by myself, right? And again, I was by myself, and it's like I was like on the 6th floor where usually or
Yeah.
6th floor. I think it's 7 floors total, so I was basically at the top,
Right.
and
So no one's really gonna be coming by.
yeah, and which is why I think it's so crazy. If those people left and never called anybody, he would have just stumbled out onto this floor
Oh my
and
god.
just been in like the road or something? It's like, what the heck?
That's crazy.
Um,
Those what are those people doing?
bro, I mean, I think maybe it was because they thought like, I think they were like other people who were like maybe just visiting, but still,
Okay.
like I feel like
That's
if you
still
see that,
like
you
yeah,
should probably help in some way or whatever.
bad.
And so I'm now with this guy, right? And he's
Mhm.
like on the ground. He's kind of like laying down. Um, and I'm like, can you sit up or whatever? Like what's going on? Like how are you feeling? Basically, I kind of like went through the things where I was like um, do you think you like are you able to get up or like what like you should? And then I was like, as I was talking to him, I kind of noticed that it seemed like he was kind of out of it a little
Mhm.
bit. I was like, he should probably just wait. And I immediately was like, okay, I'm just gonna call 911. And as I was going on my phone, I like, for some reason, like, I guess I went to like my phone, and somehow ended up calling you. I don't know why. It like maybe I like pressed the button and it like went to previous call or something and it was you. Well, like it called you and I
That's-
was like, "Oops." And then I hung up and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna call 911." Call Alex first.
I was so weirded out when I saw your missed call and I was like, okay, I'm gonna text him like, hey, did you call me? And then you were like, oh, I was trying to call 911. I accidentally called you like, and then you're like, yeah, because someone collapsed in the parking garage, and I just
Yeah.
looking at my phone. I think I was at work or something, and I was like looking at it like, what?
Yeah, I know it's a weird, crazy story. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't expecting this, and I was already late, and I was like, damn. And so like
But I have a really good excuse for being late.
now I do, yeah. I was like, it's
Yeah.
kind of a gold mine like right here. But uh, I was basically I called them, and they were like, all right, just wait for us to show up or whatever. And so I basically now I'm just sitting with this guy, which he's
Is he
sitting up,
conscious?
he's conscious, he's sitting up. He seems like fine. It just seemed like he was kind of like out of it. Like maybe he was like had I don't really know, but he was like he told me that he had this like operation that was done on his like his abdomen, right?
Okay.
And um he basically was like, yeah, it's like I'm in pain or whatever. Um and he had this like vac thing, like it's called like an anti-vac, which is basically for whenever you have some sort of operation that might be like an open wound or
Mhm.
something like that. You usually have this thing, this machine that you stick on the person that prevents it from getting infected or
Mhm.
whatever. And so he takes this thing and he's like, this thing doesn't work. And he starts like throwing it and like banging it
What?
on the ground. And I was like, and I grabbed it from him. I was like, I don't know if you need this, but I took it and I put it away from him. Because
God.
I was like, I don't know what this like specifically does because I didn't know about it at the time. I only asked after the fact, but I was like,
Uh,
I don't know if he needs this or not. Um,
oh no.
but he was, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know, but
How,
he was definitely
how
out of
long
it.
did it take?
It took like 20 minutes.
What? You're
Yeah,
at a hospital.
that's what I said. I
Did they send
hear,
an ambulance?
yeah, no, I heard the sirens or whatever.
Okay, wait. Would it have been faster? Like knowing the layout of the hospital, would it have been faster for them to send people out of the hospital on
Yes.
foot?
No, yes. It would have been, but the thing was is that I didn't know the number to call. Just because
Okay.
I hadn't really they have it posted somewhere, but like I don't have it memorized or I don't have it like in
Mhm.
my phone. I think now I do. But like it's in my phone so that in case of this happening, they have a service that can like
Okay.
get people help. But yeah,
Oh,
so I hear the sirens down at the bottom of the garage, and I'm like, oh, great. And this was only like 10 minutes in or something, or like 5 to 10 minutes in.
what?
And I was like, oh, great, they're here. I hear the sirens turn off. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're entering in now. And then another 10 minutes go by, and then they get
No.
out or come out of the elevator. I'm like,
Wait, so they were going to get in the ambulance, but then they ended up taking the elevator?
hmm. Yeah, they basically just got the stretcher out and
Okay.
just brought that. So he wouldn't need like an ambulance trip because he was
I,
at the
I'm
hospital.
right. I'm guessing like maybe they have people that will like prep the ambulance first, maybe,
Hmm.
and like just have it ready for the paramedics to just leave while the paramedics get ready,
Right.
maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
And that's why the ambulance was on before.
Yeah, it could have been something, yeah, like that. I don't really know the whole thing and I didn't really look into it too
That's
much,
crazy
but
though.
it was just such a wild thing to happen before my shift at
Yeah.
work. I was like,
Could you even work normally?
yeah, no, I could. I was just, it wasn't really that, it wasn't that like, I don't think it was as like,
It wasn't like traumatic.
Well, it wasn't traumatic because I think he was fine, and I think he just fell over and just like, he seemed like he was good, which is why I think it was okay. And it was just
Okay.
funny to come into work and be like, guys, I know I'm late. let me tell you something.
Oh my god.
And like my managers were like, wow, you did such a good job. You know, you saved that patient. Um,
Nice.
and
Promotion incoming.
promotion incoming, you know. I feel like I did the right thing in that
No, definitely.
situation.
I mean, you didn't just leave. You
Right.
didn't go, that guy needs help,
Right.
and then
Even
leave.
right, and even though I was like thinking like, oh man, I could be late to work. Like I really in this
Mhm.
situation, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was like, all right, this guy seems like he needs somebody to be here and help, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah. He also had you by the feet. You
yeah, I
couldn't
couldn't
leave
go anywhere.
anyway.
He had
Yeah.
a strong grip. But yeah, that's why I had
Good job,
told you
Troy. You
about that.
saved a life.
I did it. Man,
Um,
I think that summarizes a lot of what we got. I think that's a pretty good explanation of like us.
it's a
I mean,
pretty good explanation
we
of our
could
lives.
at some point we could go into other things like
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about the Goot trip road trip.
Oh yeah.
The Goot road trip, guys, is so that story is insane.
That's an episode in
That's a
itself.
whole episode in itself because there was so much that happened on that. To give like a little bit of context, we basically when Alex moved over to California, we ended up having to he had to come back and drive his car all the way to California, right? From
Yeah, I didn't want
Florida.
to deliver it.
Right. So he
I
didn't want
could have gotten it shipped, and it probably might have been cheaper.
it
But
no, it definitely probably was.
um
But
but I just wanted to do like a cool road trip.
no, and so yeah, so he brought us me and two of our friends on a Goot road trip across
Cross country road
cross
trip.
country cross country road trip, and we did like a couple cool stops and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah,
on a future episode. That's kind of our lives
yeah,
from when we met to present.
right.
It was like
Yeah, that's like
we
a
covered the
a
broad
basically
strokes.
broad like thing about our history, but there's so much other stuff we can
Yeah.
talk about, which
But we just wanted to give like
we
a
will. Yeah, this is definitely just an introduction.
yeah, just so you know who we are as we go forward. But yeah, thank you for watching and or listening to this week's episode of Zoot Talk. Um, yeah, we will see you guys next time.
All right, see ya.
Bye.